Well, first, the 2023 A to F accountability ratings have been released, and many Texas school districts are not happy with the results following the retooling of the way the state calculates those scores. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Daniel Marin.
And I'm Jennifer Sanders. Nabil Ramadna spoke with Austin ISD leaders who saw the district's rating decline. We did ask about what the plan is moving forward and how the refreshed system impacted the district.
The 2023 A to F ratings are out.
These accountability results show a drastic change from ratings under the previous accountability system.
On Thursday, Austin ISD talked about their rating, which dropped overall from a B to a C.
We have 30 schools identified as failing, 16 of which went from a B in 2022 to an F in 2023.
Superintendent Matias Segura says things like retaining teachers through better compensation and investing in instructional coaches are just a few ways they're hoping to make improvements. But it comes at a time when the district is facing a more than $100 million deficit, which can pose some challenges.
When you think about the efforts required to turn around schools, they're resource intensive.
Trustee Lynn Boswell says the 2023 A to F refresh, which changed how schools are rated, impact more than just Austin ISD.
The new test and the new measure have led to a 233% increase statewide in schools rated with an F.
In the KXAN viewing area, there were 4 A ratings, 20 B ratings, 18 C ratings, and 15 D ratings. Texas Education Agency Commissioner Mike Morath says the ratings will ultimately help improve student outcomes, even if districts don't like how the system works.
What the evidence shows is that schools that have a D or F rating, they get better very quickly because people realize, hey, we need to change what we have been doing because what we have been doing hasn't worked.
Nabil Ramadna, KXAN News.
And there are a lot of layers to this, but here's a snapshot of how we got here. The legal challenges to release the 2022-23 school year ratings began when the TEA announced it changed scoring metrics. More than 100 school districts sued to block the release and claimed the TEA did not give them adequate notice before rolling out stricter benchmarks, and that the new system would make it more difficult to meet college and career readiness goals. This year, an appeals court cleared TEA to make the 2023 A through F grades public, ruling that the commissioner did not overstep his authority when he changed the scoring metrics.
And going in depth, according to Commissioner Morath, districts could have shared their 2023 grades sooner if they wanted to. It was the TEA itself that was unable to do so until now because of that litigation.
School boards could easily have released this information to their families in 2023. We were enjoined from releasing ratings, but everyone knows the rating methodology. People could calculate it, and the raw data was out there. So as a dad of 4 school-age children, I would be very angry with my school board right now if this was a situation that I was in, because I would want to know why they hadn't been clearly communicating with me how well my school was doing.
And during today's Austin ISD news conference, Nabil Ramadna asked district leaders why they waited to release their ratings.
So yes, there were opportunities, and some districts chose to release the accountability ratings for 22-23. We, however, recognize that there was still a lot of uncertainty around kind of how that was ultimately going to come about, what the ratings would be. Cut scores, for instance, shift. There are instances where we think it's going to be X and then it shifts, and so schools that were a C end up becoming a D. So there's a lot of movement pretty late kind of in the process.
And our in-depth coverage continues online for you, including this interactive map showing how Central Texas school districts performed.